Are your local service ads not performing? You're not getting enough calls? You could be making one of these four massive mistakes without even realizing it. And in this video, I'm going to break down those four mistakes. I'm going to walk you through why they're not the right thing to do, and I'll even show you how to fix them. And make sure you stick around for number four. This mistake, it was super small, but when we started fixing it, it got one business 3 leads within the first 20 minutes of us touching anything on the account. So without further ado, let's dive right into it. Number one, this is going to be using a call tree. So how this works, I'm sure you've seen this before. Someone calls, they hear a message for about 30-50 seconds, and then they have to click another button to talk to the person, right? What this does is this disincentivizes Google and the customer from getting through to you. Why? Because it creates a delay, which causes frustration, and Google also favors human contact, right? And if people don't want to listen to the message, they're just going to hang up, right? A lot of people have these messages be way too long. If they're under 5 seconds, sure, go for it, away from LSA. Don't do it on LSA though. The other thing is it feels impersonal, which reduces your trust and makes you look kind of corporate, right? This could subconsciously make consumers think you have higher prices and maybe you just don't care, right? But what this definitively does is it lowers the response because it's not aligned with Google's standards. How you can fix it, super simple. Just put a dedicated person to handle the calls and train staff to handle all the calls. It's a pretty simple one. The second one here, this one is more so for ignoring booking and messaging features, right? Like, because at the end of the day, there's a couple of things wrong with this one. Google does show this in your profile if you have enough messages, and it does weigh it as a metric, right? But the other thing to note is, who would you rather message? Would you rather message Pro West Heating and Air Conditioning, where they have few hours, SparkX, where they don't have as many reviews, reply quick, or would you rather talk to Milani, who replies in over a day, or Highmark, who reply in over a day? What this does is this sets up you and Google for success because it is a ranking factor. Yes, you do have to reply quick, but the other thing too, this just comes down to, are you going to close the lead if they message you, right? Responding in 5 minutes boosts lead conversions by 21 times according to Inside Sales, and 78% buy from the first responder according to Lead Connect. Like, you can't afford to take your time on this. You need to message them back within a minute at most, right? How you can fix this, you can hire an admin person specifically for this, or what you can do is you can turn off all of the calls and all of the messages that are not from the LSA app. Like, turn off all notifications, right? Because you need to prioritize them. Like, you need to drop everything and take it right away, right? If you can't do this, you need to hire an admin. But what you can do that I found to be fun is you can give yourself an annoying ringtone specifically for LSA, right? Specifically for LSA calls on your phone. You can set that up with your iPhone. Uh, Most people don't want to do it, which is why they prefer hiring an admin. But again, different things for different people. The third thing we've seen is actually using the bidding mode for Google, and even worse, using a low bid, right? How the bidding system works if you choose the manual bid is basically, if more people can accept the lead, then the bid price is going to go up, right? Like, if it's a zip code everyone's in or a job type that everyone wants, yeah, the bid's going to be a bit higher, right? And if your bid isn't high enough, you're not going to get the lead, right? But from what we've seen too, to kind of avoid this, you should just be doing the weekly budget at the end of the day and going about 2 to 3x more than what you will expect to get. Unless it's like peak busy season, like for example, hurricane for water restoration in Florida a couple months back, you aren't really going to see a huge increase in leads to it. And then what I would do, just set a budget that would get you 10 to 15 calls per day. And the reason why this is even bad is because if you're not in the top two, it means you're not going to get calls, which is obviously bad. And then the last mistake we have really just comes down to marking the leads, right? And what this not marking the leads, it disrupts the feedback loop that Google uses to actually determine your rank. This does impact performance, and Google gives more leads to people who actually decide to mark them. However, this feature is only available in Canada and the US, so if you're international, keep that in mind. But the other things you need to do is it does impact performance, and it's a super easy fix at the end of the day. You go into your LSA inbox, you choose a lead from the inbox, and you just mark what happened to them, and you put the date in. And you can add details for tracking if you use this for your CRM, including the name, job type, so you can categorize, right? Or you can do this in your CRM too, because they do have an API, so you can put the leads into your CRM also. But when we did this on a consulting call, we had a business with thousands of unmarked leads. They had 1,000+ reviews, but they would only get 1 to 2 calls per day, and they had this for a year or so. And when they started marking the leads, calls were soaring. And like I said at the start, 3 calls in the first 20 minutes after starting to mark the leads. So if you want someone to fix your LSA, like we offer 20-day free trials. Like we will get you qualified calls that turn into profit. So if you want that for your business, then book a call below, schedule some time with us. And if you like the vid, make sure to just leave a like and comment other topics that you'd want to see from us.